I would say housing, the cost of housing to buy a house. If you're from here, or you grew up here,
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to buy a house, good luck.
Yeah.
If you're renting, the rent is just, I mean, when I started renting in '93, like this probably was like a $600 a month apartment, or even, like a $450.
Well, yeah.
you
Now
know?
it's north of 1K.
Yeah.
The market price.
And
Yeah,
that's and they could even go higher with simple 10-minute walk from the plaza. You know what I mean? That, so I would say that really, I mean, just the rising costs of living and the discrepancy between one area and another. Like you look at like how much like cheaper Albuquerque can be, but in the end, I don't know, lately with inflation and everything.
Oh yeah, Albuquerque.
I think it doesn't
not cheap
matter
anymore.
I don't think it matters anymore.
Yeah.
No matter where you live, you go to the grocery store and you leave and you're like, wait a minute, I just dropped $200 for 3 bags.
Yeah. Any idea how we fix this for New Mexicans?
Wow. I don't know. I've heard like Airbnbs drive up the price of rent and destroy renting for other people. I've been reading more and more articles about that. And I know on my street alone, I think there's at least 3 or 4 right there.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's always a different license plate, and it's, there'll be times when there's people there and there's not in these places. And, like they want to, in my neighborhood, apparently, they want to, where the school is right there on, what is it, Paseo del Plata and Alarrard. Right there, that school, elementary school's been there. They don't use it anymore. A developer wants to come in, tear it down, and build a 4-story high-rise apartment complex. And it's not even affordable housing.
No.
Okay? And, I mean, I had a flyer. Somebody in the neighborhood went out and put a flyer in everybody's mailbox talking about this. And there's a lot of people in that neighborhood that don't want it because they don't want the amount of foot traffic it brings.
Yeah.
And especially in the summer on farmers market on Saturdays, like there's all sorts of people parking. They try to park on that street. They're not supposed to, they usually end up, there's always someone writing tickets up and down the street, so it really increases foot traffic too, on top of it. So if I was be more like supportive of the apartment, if for instance, they weren't going to be $1,700 a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, new supply is not. That's
I'm
been
not
the approach over the last 5 years, but it's not a solution for the bottom third, bottom half.
How do people in Santa Fe afford that? I mean, there's not like an industry where you're.
No, it's almost like these luxury apartments are courting new transplants.
Yeah.
So everyone here that's struggling to find the appropriate apartment for their budget is still SOL.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we need to pick an Austin, a New Mexico, a town that all the artists will move to and own property before it escalates in value. So we'll just decide together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's kind of funny because when you think about it, it's usually an artist that goes in somewhere.
Yeah.
A group of artists sees the potential, starts changing it around, and then the next thing you know, and it's not like urban gentrification, like to the degree that a corporation will do, but then they'll see that and then they come in and everybody gets forced out again.
Yeah.
Everything gets gentrified and then everything starts going up.
Well, it's like artists are willing to live in unsafe neighborhoods, relatively unsafe neighborhoods, so that they can spend less time working and more time making art.
Yeah.
And that makes the neighborhood marginally safer as each artist moves in. And then it's hip and cool, and then people with money want to live nearby.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, let's move somewhere that's still cheap and promote it.
Yeah,
like
just need a water
like
source
a brand new Disneyland. Water source too,
yeah,
you're right.
Water source.
If you could change one thing about this show, what would it be?
That's a good question.